Blessings. I want to check and see if you guys hear me right now. We had a little difficulty. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know. 1, 2, check. Checking the sound. You nothing yet? Nothing yet. Check. Testing 1, 2. Nothing yet? Let me know. Okay, good. It's on now. Thank you for being patient. Stuff like that does happen. Stuff like that does happen. So we thank you for being patient. Real talk. Yep. Blessings. Back to D.A.P. We back here. We back in the house, y'all. Once again, I got my girl, Jay Allen. Say what's up, Jay.
What's up?
She said a little cool. What's up? Yeah, man. So we thank you for chiming in. Once again, could you do me the favor? Please like the page. If you can like the page, we appreciate it so much, man. Thank you so much for liking the page. It's so simple to just like it. If you can do us that favor. Sorry about the first 2 situations. I don't know why that happened, but we fixed it. Yeah. And you know, it's a good thing. I'm going to do me a favor, please like the page. If you can like the page. Yeah. So the title is The Process. What is the process of losing a loved one? We did part 1 a few weeks ago, and we are back on it today, part 2. Although we discussed the pain part, going through the trials and tribulations, we discussed basically the grieving, the signs, the 5 signs of your grieving, right? I think the 5 signs of grieving is 1 is denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. So those are the stages. And I think everybody goes through that. There is no one that's not going to go through those stages. I think we all have. You have, haven't you?
Yeah.
Those stages, right?
I mean, I don't know that I went through them in order.
In order, right? It's not that. Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No doubt. So yeah, and so we're going to touch on that just a little bit, but we also going to go into what are your triumphs, your success stories. What type of energy did you get from going through after you've gone through? What type of success did you accumulate, or mentally, emotionally, spiritually? How has that affected you in the positive after you've gone through the healing process, through all the pain, through all the sorrow, through all the crying? But before we get to that, I want to first let you know, you guys might not know that we have an artist here.
I thought we were safe.
We have an artist here. Y'all didn't know she was a singer, did y'all? Some of y'all didn't know. Okay, cool. Y'all may have felt like, okay, Jay, she's a pastor. She's just a pastor. Nah, she's a singer. She's a writer. She have, as a matter of fact, let me let you hear one of her songs. Let's see. What is this? Let me let you hear one of her songs. If you go on Spotify, she has music on Spotify. This is one of the songs on Spotify that I heard. I was like, wow, this is nice. It was called I Made It. Beautiful. Yeah. Wow. It starts off, now I don't want to get straight because her music is copywritten. So I don't want to get strikes. So I'm gonna let you hear just a little piece right here. Beautiful. Nice. That's something you can sit back, you know what I mean? Chill. A little wine. You know what I mean? So what was it? What went into that song? Because I felt a lot of emotion. I felt a lot of energy in there at the same time. I felt a lot of spirituality. I think for you spiritual people, this is definitely a good album you might want to look into. These are some of her popular songs, okay, on Spotify. Look up J.A.I. Allen on Spotify. So what went into that song, I Made It?
Coming to the reality that I made it.
Mm-hmm.
When you have gone through so much, right? And you are in survival mode, you kind of just sailing through life. Sometimes you really have to stop and smell the roses, you know? Sometimes you really have to get honest and look at where you've been and what you've been through and acknowledge whether I came out with everything that I went in with, I came out, I made it.
Yeah.
You know, whether I'm where I want to be, I'm not where I could be, I made it. And so that would be what went into that.
Nice. That's dope. Real nice song. I like it.
Thank you.
And she also has a song. She also has a song on there that's titled "He Loves Me." Thank you, Lord. The Way and Control My Mind. That's a powerful one too. Control My Mind. This is Control My Mind, y'all. Y'all need to go check it out. Y'all need to go purchase and support our artists. Come on.
Don't want these sinful thoughts no more. These thoughts inside.
Nice.
Control my mind.
Real nice song, man. Y'all need to really go support this because when I heard it, you know, it definitely gave me that oomph. You know what I mean? Yeah, it puts you in a state, you know, a space of sometimes people say, you know, if you cry, if you be in sorrow, you're weak. It's not that you know, a lot of times, you know, being, you know, pain helps in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So you making this song, you went through some stuff.
Yeah.
Because they say people that go through stuff, they make the best music. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
People that go through stuff makes the best music because it's real. It comes from deep down in your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real talk.
Yep.
So where were you that time? Every time you know, when you make that
It's so interesting because I actually didn't write this one. I think Angela Evans is that her
really?
name?
Oh,
I think
didn't
she
know that.
wrote that.
Okay.
But even when she found me to sing the song, I'll be honest, I connect with the song in a different way now than I did then.
Deep.
The song says, "Don't want to think like this no more." These thoughts, please God, control my mind. The thoughts that I'm having wants to drive me insane.
Wow.
And you know, at that particular stage in my life, I was really battling depression. Nobody knew.
Wow.
And so the thoughts, you know, when you're in something, you can't really appreciate that space. So I sang the song, and I sang the song from a place of pain, But even in listening to it right now, I don't recognize her
Wow.
because I'm different now.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And I'm in a different space on my journey in terms of knowing the power of my thoughts, that my thoughts change my reality.
I get that.
And so, yeah, I'm gonna
I
have to
get
go
that.
home and listen to that tonight and probably cry
Wow.
my whole face
Wow.
off. Now, this is so crazy because on the way here, I'm in a space
Mm-hmm.
and I'm in a space of, again, because my thoughts create my reality. And so I'm trying to relocate myself, if that makes sense.
Makes sense.
A lot has happened in a short amount of time. And just, I posted something the other day about, it looked like a painter wanting to paint. And you want to create, but you trying not to lose your mind.
Yeah,
right?
man.
And it
Yeah.
was so strong and so
Yeah.
powerful for me. I'm not a painter, but I'm a crocheter. I'm a writer.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been in such a space. I feel like the enemy fights me a lot because of the power of my thoughts and knowing the power of my thoughts.
That's
and so
deep.
I've been intentionally in a space of recreating my reality.
Word.
And that means that I have to recreate the version of myself that I want to be. And so getting into that space. And so I've been saying to God this afternoon after church, like, I'm ready. I'm ready for you to remind me of who I am.
Come on.
And I get here, and before we start having technical difficulties, and he actually is getting ready. I thought he was going to play a different song. He kept my mind, which is a song I wrote. He
Right.
kept my mind. Those times I thought that I was going to lose it, he kept my mind. And it sounds like music, and it goes, ooh.
Is it on here?
It is.
It's in Spotify?
And so I thought,
We can find
yeah,
that right now. He kept my mind. Let's find that.
It was
Oh.
there. See more.
Where? Right here.
See,
Got you. Oh, okay. I
See
didn't
more.
realize
There it
Okay.
is.
There, it's right after too. Okay.
And that was one of the first songs I ever wrote as a singer. In a kitchen in Newark, I kept
Right.
having a dream, and the Lord kept saying to me, but I kept your mind. And this is right in the heart of my domestic violence journey. I was on the run, and I kept dreaming, and the Lord kept saying to me, but I kept your mind. And we sat down at a kitchen table because they're poets. They'll tell you I'm a poet. I'm not really a poet, but
Right.
sometimes I have words that kind of flow together. And we sat down at the table, and that's all I had was he kept my mind.
Wow.
He kept my mind. And we conjured up that song, He
That's
Kept My Mind.
deep.
Those times I thought that I was going to lose it, he kept my mind.
Come on.
He kept my mind.
Come on, man.
And it sounds like music. And that song carried, like, people used to take that song and send me clips, just
Really?
singing that one part, because for a long
I
time.
never knew you made all these songs. I never.
All I had was that. I didn't have
Wow.
verses.
Nice.
It wasn't until later that I ran into a producer who actually put me in a studio, who actually produced these songs. But it's real in the field. God kept my mind. I should be crazy, man. I
Word.
should have lost my mind a long time
Come
ago.
on.
And so I have to give gratitude and thanks
Thankful
to
to
God
God,
because
yeah.
he kept my mind when circumstances in life put me in a position where other people had lost theirs. He
Yeah.
kept mine, and he
Facts.
didn't have to. He kept it. It's
powerful.
And so that is one of the songs I don't really. These songs that play, I really don't even sing them anymore.
Right.
The Way actually probably is the newest one. I released it 2 years ago. I haven't released a song in 2 years. I used to release a song every year.
Wow.
I release a song in a book every year, but
Wow.
I haven't done it. And I just said to myself, I need to go back to writing.
Come on, man.
And go back in the studio. Somebody called me the other day, are you singing? No. But I'm thankful to you for the reminder because
Yeah.
I didn't know that you were going to do this.
Wow.
I also didn't know that I needed it, but I did say to God today, I need you to remind
Wow.
me of
That's
who
deep.
I am. And
And here it is.
Here you
This is one
are.
of her songs. This is one of her songs. Check it
yeah.
out. Yeah, this is the one which he kept my mind.
Now all I have belongs to you. I can't imagine my life
Nice.
without serving you.
Woo! Is that you doing the background too?
Yeah, it's on me.
Wow.
God has a purpose, a plan for you
It's smooth.
and me. My life is like a song, a beautiful melody.
Nice. What y'all think? Put some give me a one or a thumbs up in the comment board to let me know if you like that. You know, I love it. It's nice, smooth. I never knew she sung this many songs until I actually went and Googled her. You know what I mean? Yeah, dope. Real nice, real nice. Yeah, I appreciate music like that. You know what I mean? I really do. And I know many people also appreciate that. So we thank you for your gift. You know what I mean? And most people people like Jay, to me, is so humble to where they don't even push themselves to be out front. They tend to be so humble. They like to stay in the back or shy or timid or introverted. You know, I have a cousin like that too, Ness Power. She's the same way. She's the same exact way. She really just started pushing herself out front.
Because it's not really about me. When I was releasing songs, it was really about survival.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it was about proving to myself that I made it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I my kids could go back and see, like, look, I did this. It wasn't about being famous. It was about making an impact.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? So it really, I mean, there are people who call me, like, my song will come up in their car, like, dude, I'm listening to your song right now. And I just laugh because it's funny to me. Like, it's not even real, but yeah, I'm out here.
So when all of the things you've gone through far as losing people in the process, was writing a part of keeping you sane?
I knew you was going through this. So I was married. Everybody knows that. And you know, it went a different way. And in trying to, because I think that we only think that death happens or grief happens in death, but it happens in the loss of a relationship. It happens in the loss of a marriage. It happens in friendships.
The death of a relationship, the death of a marriage, the death, friendship.
You have that process of grief. And so my marriage went left and I didn't have instructions. I didn't have a manual on what to do and how to put the pieces together. I literally was on the run. I literally had to flee everything that I knew and everyone that I knew for a place of safety. And so in the process of that, there are a lot of emotions and a lot of feelings because you're left to deal with other people's opinions about what they think they know about the person, about what they think they know about the situation, about what they've heard, when the fact of the matter is you have absolutely no idea outside of what was shared with you. And we fail to realize that there is more than two sides to the story. There's your side, there's my side, and then there's the truth. But the bottom line is there are other sides too of the other people who were there or whatever they witnessed or whatever, right? And so when you have to deal with that, you have to do something to process these feelings and emotions. And I started journaling. I've always been a writer. I've always had a diary as a little girl. I've always been a storyteller. Like I've always been that. So it was very private for me, but I was writing. And what happened was somebody challenged me to take a 30-day positive challenge, meaning I cannot do anything negative. I cannot say anything negative. Okay. And if I do, then I have to go back to 1. And it doesn't matter if I get all the way to 29, I got to go back to 1. Right. And so I must have went through this process like 7 times.
Wow. So you failed.
Big time. Over and over and over
no
again.
Doubt.
Because I was angry.
Right.
I was bitter. I was resentful. I was hurt. I had a lot of feelings going on.
Those stages that we mentioned earlier.
This
those
is
stages.
not the way it's supposed to be. Like that's just the stigma that's in my own head. And so I was failing this. I wasn't happy. I'd be grateful for what? My life is falling apart. Deep. Be grateful for how? Like, no. And it wasn't until I made a decision. I had to make a choice that I was going to pull myself together. I was going to heal and I was going to move forward regardless of what was going to happen around me. I still had not known how this was going to end. And then unfortunately, he passed away. In the process of that, I realized that this process that I was on was going to be beneficial to someone else. And so at the time, I was homeless. I was in school to be a medical assistant.
Jay Allen homeless?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I graduated and I had to do an externship. And I did an externship in a weight loss clinic. And I was like, God, how crazy is this? I'm working in a weight loss.
And you
I
was skinny
like,
back then.
Please. I wasn't even 100 pounds, okay?
Right.
And I was teaching people how to lose weight and keep, and keep the weight off.
That's deep.
But what I realized is that it was another reason that I was there.
Got it.
My clients were connecting with me in a different way. And so on the back end, my 30 days had already passed. My journal was done. And I was like, listen, if you don't mind, I got this little journal I want to share with you. And I just want you to let me know your thoughts. And that's because I was afraid to put it out there. I was afraid that I wasn't good enough as a writer. Everything that I have written has always been so private.
Yeah.
I'm like Erica. I'm sensitive about my stuff,
Yeah, no
right?
doubt,
So I
no
ain't
doubt.
about to
I
put
feel
it
you.
out there for you to be
Right.
telling me,
Yeah,
oh, it ain't
your
no good,
opinions,
whatever.
yeah.
So I was doing it on the sneak
On the low,
tip.
yeah.
Let me send you this email. Give me your
Yeah.
email address. I'm gonna send you this email, whatever. When my externship was over, I didn't have no ties. I had my connections or whatever, and they were reading it and getting back to me the next day, like, "Oh, this is good." But then I didn't know that I could trust them.
Gotcha.
Right? So then I sent it to somebody who I love, my aunt, and I was like, I need you to look at this and tell me what you think. I never really said what it was. I'm just like, I want you to, and she hit it back like, oh, my baby, I love this. This is so good. So when I felt like, okay, I could trust that. But then it was like, I don't really know because, people in church tell you things that ain't always the truth, right? I know she loved me, but I'm her baby too. So she ain't going to say nothing to me to hurt my
Make you hurt your feelings, right.
So here I am I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to self-publish because this was when it was a big deal, right? Way back then. And it wouldn't format. And I tried it on numerous occasions. Now, keep in mind, I'm homeless. I don't have no computer. I had a note phone. And the note, I love the note. I'm team iPhone now, but the note is Samsung. I loved it. It was a handheld computer. I did everything, wrote the book, everything on my note.
Team note, baby, team note.
I sent it to the publisher and they couldn't format it. So I kind of gave up on it, right? And that was like months had passed and I was asleep and I heard this crashing outside. It sounded like glass. So I jumped up and I looked out the window, but I didn't see nothing. And I heard a voice say, send it to the publisher. And I said, no, sir. I don't have
Not
nothing
like
to send. I don't have nothing to send to no publisher. We tried that. It didn't work. I'm over it. I'm not doing that. And he said it again to me so clear. Send it to the publisher now. It was 3:00 in the morning. I sent it. It is supposed to be a 24 to 72 hour process where they look at it. They look at the structure. They look at the format. They look at if there's anything that needs to be changed. They look at your cover. They look at all of this stuff.
Right.
And then they send it back to you and say, you have to prove it. You have to prove what they said. And then you make the decision to release it. So that's the 3:00 in the morning. I didn't expect to hear back from them at all. And at 12:00 noon, I got an email saying, congratulations, your book is live. And I was like, I was in Military Park in Newark at the Dodge Poetry Festival. I'm like freaking out because what are you talking about? I don't even know if it's any spelling error. Like this was, I called them and I said, I think we got a problem. I got this email, I explained to them and they like, Miss Allen, that doesn't happen. It takes, this says you sent it at 3:00 in the morning. I said, look, I know this is bigger than you and me. So would you just oblige me and do me a favor and just look at it? And he came back and he said, oh my God, Miss Allen, I'm so sorry. I said, no, I'm clear that this is bigger than you and me. Don't apologize. Wow. I just need you to do me a favor and change the name from Living in the Aftermath to Living Through the Aftermath. I had no idea that the aftermath had not even begun yet. I had no idea that what was getting ready to happen in 9 hours later was going to send my life in a whole tailspin.
And what was that?
9 hours after that, I got a call. They found my husband dead.
Wow.
So
that's deep.
I put the book on the back burner.
And you never
I never
pushed it
talked
out.
about it. I never pushed it. If you Googled me and saw it and purchased it, then you purchased it. But if you didn't, you wouldn't
didn't know
know.
it's out.
I never talked about it.
And what's the name of that book? Oh, it's not out now. It's not up there. It's not up there. Oh, it's up there now. Yo, y'all gotta go get this book then. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna purchase it. I'm gonna purchase it. So y'all make sure y'all look out and purchase that book. It's on Amazon too, possibly, right?
It's on Amazon.
And what's the name of it?
Living Through the Aftermath.
Living Through the Aftermath, man. That's deep. And it's amazing because I never knew that, you know, but it goes right along with this title that we're talking about, the process of losing a loved one. And everybody go through it. Everybody, you know, their reasons are different, or their, you know, results and consequences and pain, all that stuff is different. But what have you gained through the aftermath? For those who's listening, what have you gained through the aftermath?
So for me, the aftermath was a picture of destruction, if you will, a tornado or an earthquake or a hurricane, some kind of catastrophic storm that comes in and tears up everything. And so you're left with a mess. The aftermath to me was a mess.
Wow.
Pieces, broken things, pieces of this, pieces of that, pieces of this, pieces of that. And what I've learned in my life is that we adults attempt to go and collect the pieces that we can salvage
And try to put it back together.
and try to put it back together. And it wasn't until I was on this journey that I'm going to say the Lord, because that's all I know, that God spoke to me and said, why are you trying to get pieces of your self-esteem fragmented and trying to put it back together as if you could go back to the person you were before this happened?
Wow.
Because that's what we
Deep.
do. We're
That's-
trying to
that's
get
real.
back to
That's real.
what
I
I,
like that.
was before.
That's
Why
real.
are you doing that?
That's real.
What you need to do is take whatever you have on your person and reinvent her.
Woo! Come on. Come on. That was powerful. I received that. Did you receive that? If you received that, please put a 1 in the chat. Yeah, that's heavy right there.
And that has been my, because I'm not crazy to think that you only get one catastrophic storm in your life. And I feel like I'm quite capable of saying that the closer you are to walking in your purpose, the more storms that come, to develop you, right? And to prepare you and to process you for whatever it is that comes next. It is an ever evolving and ever changing thing. And so you have to be very careful. Yes, sir. I ain't get on here to do that.
It's all right.
You got to be
It's all
very
right.
careful about
It's all right.
trying to go back to what you were before it drastically changed you, because that person is no longer there. So you whatever thoughts you had, whatever part of that person that you enjoyed, you learn to re-embody it, reinvent it, recreate it to make it whatever you want it to be now. But you don't be looking in the garbage for the pieces of you. No. You recreate it. So God taught me that. And then in my new book, or in my latest book, I talk about
The latest book is called I Cried. I cried, but I didn't quit. As a matter of fact, I got it right here. Y'all go check that out. I cried, but I didn't quit. Y'all got to support this young lady, man. Real talk.
In Kitsu McCoy, that is Japanese art, how you might break a porcelain dish. You might find something at the flea market and you drop it and you break it, right? And you might glue it back together depending on how connected you are to it or how sentimental it is to you. You might try to put it back together. But what the Japanese do is they put 24 karat gold in the cracks. So it is more more valuable broken than when it was whole.
Come on.
And so in life, you are more valuable broken, because I can speak to it because I've been through it.
Right.
as opposed to giving you my opinion about something that I have never experienced, that I do not know firsthand, and I'm only giving you hearsay, what I heard somebody else say, as opposed to what I have walked through on my own two legs and seen with my own two eyes. And so I am more valuable, thank you, Father, because I have been broken, and I'm more valuable to people. I'm more valuable to myself, right? I have to be gentle with myself and forgive myself and be gracious with myself, because I am ever evolving. It is a process. And so those were the things that
I did a podcast on minefield, and I was saying that life is like a minefield where you're going through, and there will be landmines that you will actually step on and you will get some explosions in the process of going through that field, and nobody gets away from stepping on.
Now there are people who don't have to step on landmines because you already stepped in them. So you already know the way. So because
no, but everybody has their own field.
Yeah, sure.
Everybody, there are fields. You are assigned a field. Go.
So look, because I'm assigned a field, I step on landmines for the people that are coming behind me.
Nobody to come behind you in your field. You assigned in your own field. What I'm saying to you is nobody gets away from stepping on the landmine.
I agree with you to a certain extent. Everybody has their own landmines to step on.
Exactly.
Right?
That's my point.
That is an absolute fact, right? And the reason for that is because obviously somebody's coming behind everybody.
Okay.
You may not come behind me. I may not come behind you, but somebody. Right now, what we're doing, we're stepping on landmines to help these people that are watching us, because they're going to come behind us and they're not going to have to step on some of the landmines that we've stepped on. Or if they step on them, they now know how to deal with what happens in the stepping on the landmines, right? Or they know who to reach out to and say, listen, I found myself here and I'm a little lost. I'm at a crossroad. I need a little bit of help.
They're going to step on them landmines. That's my point I'm making. Yeah. Everybody's going to experience something that's going to be that's going to hit you. It's explosive, and even if it don't hit you hard, the debris from that explosion will get into you. Some of the steel, some of the pieces, and you just keep going. Right? Yeah. So that's deep. Yeah. So to those who watching, have you gotten through some of those landmines? That minefield. And although Janetta spoke on the aftermath, her aftermath was chaotic. It was catastrophic, I should say, right?
Can I speak to this comment? It says, now that I'm living through the aftermath. I love that.
Wow,
now that I'm living through the aftermath of losing a love and learning to live without that love without the love that caused me. I do not want to love at all. Love is not supposed to hurt. And I understand that.
I understand that feeling. But what I want to say to you, Kim has said that. I think we misunderstand the word love, because most people look at love as mushy. In the word love is actually an action word, but in the word love is the mother of all emotions, I feel. In the word love, there's pain, there's anger, there's, kindness. See, we look at it as mushy, but it's a process. Love is a process. If you don't feel every emotion there is in love, it's not love. Love don't supposed to be.
So let me, because I'm going to address it from a different perspective. I think that this phrase "love is not supposed to hurt" is not from this perspective of death.
Gotcha.
I think that when love is not supposed to hurt, it is in the intent of you being loved by somebody else. And that is not to negate the fact that in loving someone, there is disappointment, which
Right.
will hurt.
Right.
There are letdowns, there
Right.
are mistakes, there is constant growing because there is you have to constantly look at yourself,
Facts.
right? But for you, I want to say this because it to me sounds like real heavy
Deep.
grief
Right.
is what it
It's
sounds
deep, right.
like. And learning to live without the love. And I think in the last one we talked about, the way to do that is to repurpose it. It hurts you so much because you don't want to love again because you don't want that person to leave or to
Again.
die.
You want that
and
hurt
now
no
you
more.
have to deal with that all over again. So it's fear. But
Right.
I'm binding up the spirit
Come on.
of fear
All right.
tonight
All right.
because God isn't giving you the spirit of fear, but of
Right.
power and of love and of a sound mind. The reality of it is your heart, you are love. That's we are love.
Facts.
That's what we embody.
Right.
We embody love. And in embodying love, it is something that regardless of whether you want to do it or not,
Right.
it is your natural inclination to love.
Right.
Hence the reason why we forgive.
Right.
Hence the reason why we keep giving second chances,
That's
because
right.
it is your natural inclination to
That's how
love.
you're wired.
This generation is very quick to run and I don't want to deal and this and that
Right.
and so forth and so on. But what if you are not supposed to leave? You're supposed to stay there and figure it out and love, right? And so here we are, you've loved and they have transitioned or they've moved to a different place, a different reality, a different dimension. What do you do with that love? No, it doesn't go away. No, it doesn't just disappear. You have to repurpose it, and it is a choice, right?
Facts.
David and I were talking earlier, and I was trying not to go here, and I'm not talking to you per se, Kim, but there are people who stay in the place of grief or hurt because they like the attention that comes with it, right?
So you're saying some people, not all, but some people stay in that position purposely.
Right. They
Not
don't make
knowing though, not knowing that they're doing it for, not knowing that the attention is
No,
what.
I'm not going to say they don't know.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, I'm not going to say that.
Okay.
Because at the moment that the attention dies down, you start seeing all these posts about, oh, today I had a rough day. Oh, the grief is hitting me today. And so, and then there are people who won't be honest about that because again, truth is the hardest pill
oh
to
my-
swallow.
yeah,
It is the
that's
biggest pill and it is the hardest pill to
It is.
swallow. But it forces us to look at us, right? The reality is that while you are grieving and while you are having your moment and while you are going through the motions, and let me be clear, nobody has the right to tell you how much
How to
time that
grieve,
is
right.
going to take. What is it going to take? I can't tell you that, but you do have to actively work through it.
Right.
Does it
That's a
mean
must.
that it goes away? No,
No.
but it becomes something that you learn to navigate through. It does not have to be a burden, yes,
Right.
God, but it could be something that you use to catapult you to the next place.
Right.
It could be something that you use to help somebody else. So what has to happen is that you have to repurpose that love.
Right. Facts.
You gotta
I agree.
you gotta find something to do to pour that love in. And it is not a disrespect to the person who has passed away.
Right.
It is not a disrespect to, like, it's not like you're forgetting that they existed. It's not like you're forgetting the love that you have, but you are being intentional about it, intentional about that energy, and you take it and you repurpose it, you pour it into something else, you make something useful of it, and you can do it in the name of the person
Right.
that you love.
Facts.
But that is going to help you
Right.
balance out the feelings and balance out the grief and balance out the heaviness.
I like that. That was a very. I received that. I definitely received that. So, if you received that, Kim, put a one in the chat, and I want to also read the comments you just made. The definition of love is definitely unknown. The definition is very misleading. It really is. It really is.
Misleading.
I agree. Misleading. Yeah. Because I think, like I said earlier, I think that the word love is, it was made. most people believe that it's a mushy thing, and it's all supposed to be peaches and cream, and everything supposed to be sweet, nice, butter pecan and strawberries.
But who said that? That ain't what the definition says.
Right.
So who's misleading it?
Okay.
Us. Who's misinterpreting it? Us.
People are.
Because it is what it is.
Right.
There is a definition for it. It's
Facts.
the definition of love is not unknown.
Right.
There is a definition for it. However, it equates differently to different people.
Got you. Facts.
So how you feel about love and what love means to you may not necessarily be what love means to you or to me. It doesn't make it wrong, but there is a definition of love that you can look it up. It's a noun, it's a verb, it's an there is a factual foundational definition of love.
So here is one. One definition is an intense feeling of deep affection.
That's what you're talking about. The mushy. That's
But
and it's
that's
written.
true. Yeah, it's true.
It's
But
written.
it don't have to be, mushy from this definition. But it's the words that I'm emphasizing is deep, affection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
A great interest and pleasure in something. That's the noun part.
Right.
Then it's a verb. Love
Right.
is action. Feel deep affection for someone.
Facts.
Like or enjoy very much. And so again, it is a multifaceted word. It has multiple definitions. I probably could give you a different definition. Love is doing what needs to be done in the spirit of self-sacrifice to whom the person for which you're doing it does not deserve it, does not acknowledge it, and does not appreciate it. But you still do it because you are love. And so it's just about where you are in your journey, right? And where you are and what you feel with yourself and how you feel you give off love. I had to learn, right? I am love.
Word.
As big as my heart is, because I used to tell God, like, could you do something with this retarded heart? Because it's retarded. I'm over it. And God is like, first of all, you have to you have to stop despising who I made you to be. You are love. And what we fail to realize is that everybody does not have the same love capacity as us. Like elevators have a weight capacity, room have an occupancy capacity. And so some of us don't have the same capacity of love as others. I don't get to judge you and tell you that your love is not powerful, your love is not this, you just don't have the same capacity as mine. And only thing I can do is pray that yours would increase. It can only increase when you do the work. Woo!
Woo! Come on, somebody.
She said, I'm the opposite. I don't want attention. I want to be left alone while trying to readjust my life, my home, and my world. I think that, I really wasn't pointing you out. My statement wasn't to you. But I will say that I do understand wanting to be left alone and trying to readjust. And I will also say that can be dangerous too, because you're left to your own thoughts. You're left to your own feelings. You're left to your own emptiness and your own void. And so it's nurturing a place in you that does not allow for healing. It's nurturing a place in you that does not allow for somebody to encourage you or to support you or to uplift you. However, I do understand wanting to be alone. I do understand needing your space and wanting people to respect your space and to give you that space to be who you are. And so I promise you, I'm holding you close in my heart, that as you are on this journey, that you are doing what is best for you, you're doing what is making you feel good. You're doing what is making your heart soothe, and that in time, you'll be exactly where you want to be, doing exactly what you want to be doing.
Nice. Nice. I received that, man. That was beautiful. Beautifully put, man. Beautifully put.
Michael, I see you. He says the truth will hurt. You will go through the hurt, but it's how you get through it by asking our God. I'm still listening. Keep listening, sir. I do agree. And let me say this, and this is probably the most unpopular statement here.
What's that?
Everybody is not subscribing to God, and so let me say this: however, whoever you subscribe to, as long as you subscribing wholeheartedly, right?
Facts.
Get what you could get while you could get it,
Hey.
and do what you could do, and I agree, heal and go through it. The best thing is through. That is
Through,
a
yeah.
movement word. It is not stagnant.
It's
It
not
is not
sitting
still. It is
Yeah.
movement. That means you're moving. You are going through it. There is something on the other side of it.
Facts.
So you really can't afford to. You can stay there if you want to, but this is what we fail to realize: the world is not stopping.
Come on.
And that's the part that gets us tripped
Yeah.
up, because we expect everybody to be stopped because we stopped. We expect everybody to be held up because we held up. They listen.
Yeah.
They done came and paid their respects. They done gave their condolences. They done did all of that, and now they on to the next. And meanwhile, you're having a hard time, resentful with them
Facts.
because they're not. They don't, the impact is not. I thought you said you loved them. I thought you said this was your best friend. I thought you said this was the love of your life, right? So now you're judging them based on where you are. It's simply that they chose to keep moving. And so I know it's painful.
Right.
I know it's painful.
Definitely painful.
I know it's painful. I know it's even scary, right? If I spent a certain amount of time with you and I've shared my life with you, and now I have to live life without you, that could be a little scary, because who's going to protect me? Yes, Lord. Who is going to guard my feelings? Who is going to help me? Who am I going to talk to? Who do I turn to now? Because I don't want to trust nobody else. I don't want to
Word.
open up my heart to nobody else, because
Word.
I can't endure this pain anymore.
Again,
So
yeah.
what I do is close myself off and stay with myself.
Right. Does that make it better?
No,
Does it make it worse?
because I'm left to my own thoughts.
Right.
I'm left to my own thoughts. And if my own thoughts are in a low vibration, then I don't have the ability to pull myself out of it.
Wow.
Because if I could pull myself out of it, I wouldn't be in it in the first
Come on.
place. And
That's
so
deep.
I find myself falling down into a pit,
Right.
And sometimes we fall into that pit of depression and we get stuck there. So now we're gaining weight. Now
Yes.
we don't come outside.
Yes.
Now we have social anxiety now.
Facts.
Because I don't want anybody talking to me. I don't want anybody coming close to me. We're good. Hi, I can speak to you from over here. You can
Right.
text me. I might text back, and my response might be, "Listen, I'm not in a good space right now." And oh my God, for the life of me, us, the people who are on the outside, we have to learn how to respect boundaries. You cannot force yourself on someone and they're telling you, I need some space. They're telling
Right.
you, I need some time to grieve. You don't get to decide what that looks like, right? You can drop by and offer a helping hand.
Right.
Can I help you? Is there anything that I can help you with? Do you need anything? And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to leave it right here. Sometimes you don't need to ask. You can send groceries.
Just do it. Just do it.
You can send
Facts.
cash apps. You can send Zells. You
Just
can
do it.
send cards. You
Just
can
do
send
it.
flowers. If I'm on your mind and I'm telling you
Love
that
is
I'm
an
not in a
action
place right, that's
word.
love, right?
Yeah.
If I'm on your mind and you
Yeah.
feel like you
Come on.
you sent something, or you know that I lost somebody, you don't need to talk to me.
Right.
You could send me a card in the mail. You could
Facts.
send me flowers. You could deliver food. Uber Eats,
Teach.
DoorDash is the
Teach.
greatest creation ever.
Yeah.
We have to stop wanting to be so needed, so seen, so heard, and
Got it.
so felt that we impose on other people's spaces,
Right.
which pushes them further
Further.
away. Because I'm teaching people. Everybody does not want to be hugged. You got to be mindful of invading people's
space.
personal space.
Got it.
And so I'm teaching people. I'm a pastor, and sometimes I'm not in the space of hugs, and so I teach them, Pastor, are you in the space for a hug?
That's what's up.
And I might say no, and they'll say,
That.
that's what's up. I love you.
Straight that.
But it's
Yeah.
because I'm teaching them that just because you're a hugger,
Right.
you cannot go and impose yourself. I saw something on TikTok, and a lady was saying, I don't go to church anymore because they always talk about touch a neighbor and she said, I
Woo.
have trauma. She said, don't just walk up on me and
touch
hug
me.
me. And baby, I felt that thing in my soul because
That's
I
deep.
get it.
That's
I
deep.
get it. And yes, you gotta work towards healing, right? And so she said that people were saying to her, well, what you coming here for? Because that's what we do. No,
Right.
we're out of pocket. You can love from a distance. You
Distance,
don't
yeah.
have to hug me to love me.
Facts.
Right? You could smile at me. Do you know that sometimes somebody thinking of committing suicide, you smile at them, it will change their whole world. You didn't got to, so
Facts.
um
That's deep. Kim said,
God
I
bless
appreciate
you.
your honesty, your knowledge, and sharing your journey.
I appreciate
Amen.
you too. You said, I understand that now that I'm an adult, but if my granddaughter asks me what is love, my answer to a toddler when Gracie's corner Miss Rachel shows them the mushy kind. Yeah. You got to give it to them in the way that they can understand.
Right.
Because when you discipline them, you tell them, I love you, but I have to do this. So
Right.
you are teaching them what love is. And so
Facts.
you keep doing it the best way that you know how. You can
Yeah.
only give what you got.
Facts.
You can't give somebody what you don't have.
Right.
And so if you don't know love to be anything other than, then I don't expect you to teach love anything other than what you know. You can only give out, yes, Lord, what you
Teach.
have.
Teach.
So don't feel any kind of way
Right.
if that's not what you have.
Right.
And maybe on this journey and in your time of reflection and in your time of sitting, that you re-identify what love is. You can recreate love, a form of love, or what you want love to be for you.
Facts.
But it's about you and about what works for you and about how you achieve peace and healing on this journey.
That's what's up. Yvette says, I'm glad that I chimed in for the second service. Preach, Pastor Allen.
God bless you,
Yeah,
Yvette. God
yeah,
bless you.
that's what's
Blessings
up.
multiplied unto
For
you.
those who would like to chime in and give your testimony on this subject, please do. You may can help someone as well. So please call in. If you want to, you can call the phone number. It's going to be 973-433-5666. So you can call in that number now if you want to be a part of this. All right, so please do so. All right, over there on YouTube, chime in on YouTube, David Adams Podcast. Go over there and subscribe. Please like the page for those who's here. Share the
Come on, ring the
page.
bell for him.
It can help. It can help someone else. This will help someone else. Because just listening to her right now, it did something to me. It definitely helped me. So I definitely received that. Give me
Amen.
that. Give me that. Facts. Real talk. Yeah, so go ahead and chime in if you want. Peace, good morning. Good afternoon, good evening. Charles, what's going on? Greg, peace, Yvette. Peace, Smacky. Kim, thank you for chiming in. Always chiming in. Much love to you and the family. Michael, what's good? Much love. Thank you for chiming in. Peace, blessings, Dave. I had a feeling somebody was going to call. I just knew it. All right. What's good? What's good? You there? Hello? Hold on for 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Let me see something. Seems like it's not. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All right, what's going on, Kim? Talk to me. Thank you for chiming in once again.
How are you?
I'm good.
So a part 2 of
Hold on, because this is not moving right. Hold on for 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Seem like that. Here we go. Let's try it now.
That says she have a volume.
Yeah. Also, take out your volume on Facebook. Take your volume out.
what should I do?
Yeah, you
Got
got
you.
it now. We got you now. Go ahead. I hear you now.
I say hi. Good evening.
Good evening. Good
Pastor.
evening. Yep.
I do appreciate you sharing your journey and your knowledge and wisdom of what you learned with us. I really appreciate that because sometimes when you don't have other stories to compare to, or you're not trying to compare them. Somebody that actually can relate to it or went through something totally the same but on different levels
Mm-hmm.
and process it differently. It's like you can relate to it. So like you talking about your books and things like that.
Mm.
Like that's where I can see where people be writing from, because when you write down words and express it, in a term where how you really feel and you don't do it used by what other people feel, it's like that. That's something that's like not compared to but can relate to. And when you talk about the love and the mushy love and stuff like that, now as an adult, like I understand what you were saying. I wasn't trying to be argumentative or anything like that. I understand what you were saying,
We understand.
but as a child, the only love we know is a unconditional love
Right.
that we get from our parents, our grandparents, our siblings.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I was built on love for all these years, if somebody told me that, and now that I'm an adult and I'm faced with different loves on different, like I'm confused.
Mm,
So
Yeah.
now what do I tell my grandkids? I
mm,
don't want them to know that love will never hurt. Or the definition when they see on TV, Gracie Corner and
right,
Miss Rachel and all the
right.
heart, love and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. Like that's kind of misleading as when you get to adult.
Well, I think that
I mean,
at their age, that's what they can handle.
At that stage.
Right.
mhm.
But
At
there's
that
stages.
stage,
Right.
yeah, at
Yeah.
that stage,
Yeah.
at 3, at 4, they should be receiving mushy love. They should be receiving reassurance. They should be receiving hugs and kisses. That's appropriate for
At that
that
stage,
age.
right.
Yeah. And then when they get older and they start experiencing different things in school, that is when you have a different conversation. Well,
Right.
sometimes people have love misconstrued, if you will,
Right.
because you have to keep in mind too that there are people who equate love with violence.
Ooh.
Right. And so that's a whole different
Whole different-
conversation.
yeah.
When you have kids who are bullying
Right.
because something that they're experiencing in their home that's being equated to love is something that they're putting out in school to other children. And
Facts.
so there are different stages. And so I hear what you're saying. And I'm saying at maybe from a baby up until about 5, until they start going to school in it, because kids are cruel. And so you're going to see very quickly that in kindergarten it ain't as innocent as it might be in pre-K. And so that Gracie's Corner mushy love, Miss Rachel, that is appropriate for that age. But when they get to the next phase, then a different kind of conversation has to happen,
Yeah.
where you have to say, okay, we hug and we kiss, and this is what we do. But
Everybody
you can't
don't-
do,
yeah. Everybody don't do this.
changes,
Right.
and it will happen the same way it happened. I think that if you reflect back in life, not all of us, because a different generation, those parents didn't hug and kiss and didn't show us love like
Right.
that. And so this love thing that we got going on now is something new because of these kids that we're bringing up. However, there are different phases of your life when you
Right.
experience different phases of love. And so I'm encouraging you, because whatever it is that you're holding close in your heart as to what love is, that is your truth. That is real to you, and nobody can take that away from you. At the same time, you have power. You can create what love is for your grandchildren. You can define what love
ahead.
is for your grandchildren. And so don't lose it. Don't give up on it. Don't tarnish it. Don't turn it into something bad, because even if I don't want to love another, I don't want to do this, that is an energy that you will transform, not even intentionally,
Right.
because they're watching. So they're watching how you handle other
Respond to
people, and
stuff,
they're
right.
watching how you, so when you think you are tucking it in for yourself, you're
They
not.
see it.
Other people are seeing it. And so I'm saying be true to it and feel it, and sit in it and experience those feelings. They're valid, they're real. It's okay. Cry if
Right.
you must, and then redefine it. Create it the way you want it to be for your grandchildren and your children. So when they come into your presence, you give them the love that you want them to have, that they will always hold on to it and take it with them in life and give it to their children and their grandchildren.
That's deep. Yeah.
And
Deep. Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. You received
I
that?
really appreciate it. But my thing is, wait. no, my thing is not saying like depriving them of love because this is Robin is almost she's my sister. She just
Mhm.
made a comment. I'm just like depriving them of love. I'm just talking past tense. Robin is almost she's my
She gotta
sister.
turn her.
Okay, hold on, hold
Turn
on.
the
Do me
volume down.
make sure your volume is down. Make sure your volume is down.
Robin is almost she's my sister.
Go
My
ahead.
volume is down.
Start that all over again.
Okay, so I'm just trying to make. I mean, I appreciate what you're saying, Pastor, and I can
Mhm.
like agree with some things, and like I'm not going to deprive them like love because you know of the pain I'm feeling, and I say I don't want to be loved. I don't want to love. I'm using that like in a past tense. I'm trying to redefine love, redefine it to me, so I can know how to explain it to a child. Just say I'm gonna say about 4 or 5 who could
Okay.
lose a parent or
Mhm.
lose a grandparent or lose an aunt, and they see the family around crying
I
and
get it.
sad and
I get it.
that's the kind of love I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Like I don't want to be argumentative, but I'm kind of confused
Hmm.
because I understand what you're saying. I know about nurturing and loving and, the child and about the stuff that they see on TV and what we have to, instill in our children and our grandchildren.
Mhm.
But if they're around and they're 4 and 5 years old and they see families gathering and us crying and so we all love and, you know,
You
I
tell
guess
them the
I'm saying, okay,
truth,
the topic of the story is how to process
but
the loss of a loved one, right?
you tell them the truth. We're crying because we love them and they went to sleep in heaven.
And we
You
miss
tell them the truth. That does not change that you're not crying does not mean you don't love them, and it doesn't make it a bad thing. You're expressing this emotion that you are expressing because of a loss that you felt. And so you would have to say it in a way that they would understand it, but you tell them if they ask you, why are you crying? And to be honest, children are resilient. My daddy's in heaven, or you don't know what kind of things, because I believe God
Yeah.
talks to children. They're
Yeah.
pure, and so they understand a lot more than we
think.
give them
Right.
credit for.
Right.
And so I do understand you, and I don't think that you're depriving them of love. I did understand what you were saying, and I'm saying you're not confused. You do understand. You know what love is, and I'm saying it's just about being honest.
What you were saying,
Because
and I'm
what
saying
you're
not confused. You
what
do
you have to
understand.
do.
You know what love is, and
Do
I'm
you hear
saying
that?
it's just about being
That's crazy.
honest.
Hold on for 1 minute.
Because and I'm saying you're not confused. You
What
do
you have to
understand.
do.
You know
Why is it doing
what
that?
love is, and
All right, go ahead.
because
What you do is you just explain to them, we love them, and they I don't know any creative way to
Say it, yeah.
all right off the top of my head, but
Yeah.
because again, everybody doesn't believe in heaven, or so I want to be sensitive to that. But we're crying because we love them. God loves them more, or however, whatever you would say, but it doesn't have to be complicated, and it doesn't have to be confusing. You don't have to make it out to be something that it's
Right.
not. You're crying because you love them,
Right.
and you miss them,
miss them, right.
and you're not going to see them every day,
Right.
and you have to teach them that they are with you. You're carrying them in your heart. You learn to see them in other ways when
Right.
certain birds come by or certain song. Like you have to teach them that, but you just tell them.
Good question, though, Kim.
Yeah,
Good
that's
question.
an amazing question.
Really
Thank you
good
for
question.
sharing.
Yeah. Really good question. Anything else you want to speak on that? Go ahead.
I really thank you both for this second session and everything like that because I'm
Yeah.
finding like it's therapeutic for me. Like a lot of things I can't say, I'm actually like asking questions and things now, and I'm like, I understand like your journey is like your journey, and you sharing the stories. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
she can do this and she can do that and
Yeah.
do this and like
The-
anything is
You
possible.
can
yeah.
too.
And yeah, you can too. You can do it
too,
also
yeah.
too. So the whole
Yeah.
thing is her actually going through what she's going through, what she's went through, the thing that she accomplished in going through it, but it was more to keep her sanity. She was doing things as well. And so that's a powerful message that she gave. So yeah, I do agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to hold you up no longer, but I do
That's
want to
okay.
retrace something when you had said about seeking attention. I didn't take it like you were directed towards me.
Right.
I was just saying about attention during my life, like, and I've always surrounded myself with people. I was
Right.
always that person that's
I can agree
hanging
to
out,
that.
going to the
I
bars,
can agree.
bartending and partying.
I can
That.
agree.
I was always that person that always had attention.
Right.
Mm.
So when I went through it, everybody thought I was just so strong and so like lively, like nothing breaks me. Nothing breaks me. So
But it was
when I
tearing you down
broke,
inside. Mm-hmm.
I didn't want them to see me
Right.
at all. I need time for me because I always had time to escape to a bar, escape to a person,
Because-
escape to anywhere, just not deal with whatever. This
Mhm.
time I didn't have no place to escape to, and I didn't want to run backwards to
Right.
go deal with whatever. So to me, my isolation taught me like self-discipline.
Mm.
I learned to live without things I was so used to,
Mhm.
partying, people, alcohol.
Yeah.
I learned to live without that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why I say it works for me, the self-isolation. It might not work for everybody else, but that's why everybody has their own story. But I appreciate, like I said, everything that you're saying.
We thank you. We thank you for
I
chiming
think,
in because your story
we-
helps us
once a
too.
month as a support group.
Yeah, we thank.
I want
we
to
thank
commend
for that.
you. I want to
Yeah.
commend you for your courage. I want to commend you for your resilience and for your commitment to yourself. And you don't worry about what people think about how you're processing and how you're dealing. You got to do what works for you. And unfortunately, what works for you may not work for everybody else, and everybody else may not understand your process, but that does not change it. Keep being who you are. And maybe you put the pen to the paper and write the book.
Hey, facts. That's a good point. Much love, much flood. Thank you for chiming in, Kim.
Okay.
We appreciate you.
That's
You're
Just as
welcome.
much as you appreciate us, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Good evening, Ken.
Much love. So with that being said, we thank y'all for coming. She said something about Robin. Her sister said something on the post.
Yeah, she said, don't deprive them of all of your love because you've lost love, Kim.
Right. Okay. All right. So if anybody have anything else to say on this topic, I think we should close it out because we've been here for almost 2 hours.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's almost 9:30.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Anybody got anything else to say, you can put it on the comment board. But I would love for you guys to share the page because I know this will help someone else.
Yeah.
Real
I
talk.
understand why
Yeah.
we was fought so hard. Let me tell y'all.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
came in here and we was ready, right?
Yeah.
And we was live and everything, and we ain't had no sound.
No sound.
And my
not
brother
one
over
word.
here was like, oh, well, we going to have to do it some other time.
I was like, well, we can't do it.
Because maybe it wasn't meant to be. I'm
Right.
like, what?
Yeah.
No,
And then we
ain't
tried
doing
it
that.
again, shut it
Like
down.
this enemy is trying real hard to stop
Real
us
talk.
from doing what we need to do because it must be about to be a powerful conversation.
And
And
it
so we
was.
ain't giving him no power,
Right.
and we ain't taking down, and we ain't letting him get that
talk.
on us. This
I
is
was
what we
like, you
going
right.
to do.
I shut it all
If
down
we gotta
and
put it
shut
on
back
our
up.
phones, we're gonna
Yeah,
put
we
it
just
on our
gonna do it in the
phones,
phone.
but we're gonna be victorious tonight.
Facts. Yeah, so that's facts. And I appreciate
Thank y'all
you
for
saying,
joining in.
I appreciate you saying, no, we gonna keep going to do this. You know what I mean? So give me that on that. Respect. Much
Thank
love.
y'all.
Thank y'all for chiming
Do
in.
us
Make
a
sure
favor
y'all
and like, tag, and
Yeah.
share, and
please
invite
do that, man.
somebody you know is dealing with grief. Share this with them.
Mm-hmm.
Share it on your page. Share it in your groups. We appreciate you so much.
Much love and respect. And don't forget to go on Spotify and look at Jay Allen's music. I think some of her books on Amazon, the name is
Can't
Jonetta.
believe him.
The name is Jonetta. All right, go get them books. You know what I mean? She deserves you guys to support. She deserves y'all support, y'all. So y'all go check her out. I Cried and Didn't Quit. This is her latest book. Go check that out. Much love and respect. Thank you guys for tuning in. We truly appreciate you. Much love. Until next time. Peace and blessings.
are uncertain, hearts are hurting, spouse is flirting, we're just unsure. But God, you are secure. Your love covers, protects, corrects, but never neglects. Yeah, it's something about your love that covers me and makes everything alright. About your love that makes everything alright. And I don't wanna bore you with my trouble. There's something about your love that covers me and makes everything alright. I just wanna thank you, Father, 'cause God, you did it, you did it. And I just wanna thank you, Father, 'cause God, you did it, you did it. And I don't wanna bore you with it, but God, I love you, I love you, I love you. And I don't wanna bore you with it, but God, I love you, I love you, I love you. And I don't wanna bore you with it, my trouble. There's something about your love